Okay, I think we're having some technical difficulty, but I want to thank Lisa for the opportunity to share with everybody about ODOS and what they do and all the things that we're planning on doing. And we have some fantastic stuff lined up. But I just want to give God thanks because it's an opportunity to share what you do and what you love with women of color and those who are going to be watching this video tonight. But I just want to say how excited I am about, first of all, how excited I am about the ODOS. 1 degree of separation is actually true in all of our lives. We are one separation from the person that we need to grow our business, expand our company, grow our concept. We're one person away from that success we keep dreaming of, hoping of, and praying for. So I hope that you're taking advantage of this opportunity that Lisa and ODOS is giving all of us as business owners to, one, promote our business, two, connect with women who want to be where you are. There are women who are just starting. There are women who have been in business for years. There's so much rich experience within ODOS, and it's so important that you connect with these women. Women need to know how important they are, how valued they are, and that what they've learned over their lifetime in business, in life, is valuable. One of my favorite things is that every day, every Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I work with an 84-year-old attorney, and I tell you, she just amazes me at all that she does. But just to talk about ODOS for a little bit, I think a lot of people they wonder, what is ODOS all about? So really, ODOS is that connection that has been placed in all of us that need to connect with people. Being in business can be sometimes extremely lonely, extremely by ourselves, but ODOS gives us the opportunity to connect, to meet women who have, like I said, like-minded, but also those who are going where you're going. You may have a circle of friends around you that they're on jobs, that's what they're doing, but you're heading in a different path. You're forging in a different direction. And it truly is about connecting with women all over, not only in America, but we have women outside of America. There's a beautiful young lady over in London, over in South America. We have connections all over the world. And once we put this all together and everything's connectable, you're going to be able to reach out and touch people in Paris. You're going to be able to sell your products over to in China. You're going to be able to do what you do, not only here in America, but all over the globe. And that's what's so rich about the ODOS experience. So if you have not decided to become a member, I hope tonight that I'm convincing you, not only by doing this takeover, but I'm also convincing you that tonight is the reason you need to join ODOS. I know there is a introductory membership, and if you haven't clicked on it or they haven't put it in the website, in the Facebook page, I hope you will connect to our website. It's ODOS, ODOS, synergyservices.org. Connect with us, become a member. This is a great opportunity for you to promote your business. This is free advertising for a lot of us. And anytime we can get on here and promote our businesses to 75, 100 women, oh my gosh, you need to take advantage of it. So I hope I haven't sung the praise. I hope I've sung the praises of ODOS enough for everybody to really join the bandwagon, because ODOS is going to be a powerhouse. We've got some fantastic women. I know last week, Tahira, who does social media marketing, we've got fantastic consultants, women who want to see you succeed in business. So make sure you connect. Again, that website is ODOSsynergyservices.org. So go to the website and also connect with us on our Facebook page. There's a ton of great information. Get the weekly newsletter, the monthly newsletter, the monthly newsletter, so that you can stay on top of things in your industry. And that's why I'm here, because I'm in a really interesting industry. So for most of you that don't know, and maybe you didn't hear me talk on one of the very first takeover, I have a little bit of an interesting journey. I started, my whole story started not in corporate America, but actually at my parents' feet. My parents have always been entrepreneurs, and they really encouraged me to go after my dreams, not to settle for anything, but just shoot and go after what you want to go after. So one of the things that they did was they really embedded into me about owning my own business and finding what wakes me up in the morning, that passion. And one of the things that I got really passionate about is about service to others. So everything I've ever done in my life, every type of business has always been to serve other people. So I have, in 2014, the most phenomenal and unfortunate thing happened. My father died. Excuse me, 2013, in December of 2013, my dad died. And my mother and I were, of course, grieving and in shock. But the most important thing that happened, my mother's realized, hey, wait a minute, this man's income is wiped out. So a lot of widows are surprised when they find out, oh my gosh, what we thought would kick in and take over didn't kick in and take over. And it wasn't that he left us with nothing. It was that what we thought was going to happen, which is Social Security, which is all of this stuff, that all these social safety nets we have really aren't there to help. So thank goodness we had some, insurance and things in place. And I do recommend everybody get insurance. But we realized, hey, wait a minute, how in the world are we going to hold on to our own home? So about that time in 2014, I just had the inspiration. I had been reading about these guys who had started this company called Airbnb. Boy, I wish I was there a little bit earlier, but that's okay, because you still get in when you get in. So these guys had been starting this company. I'd been hearing all this buzz about house sharing and the sharing economy, and I'd been kind of reading about it. And I remember busting in my mom's bedroom, and I told her, hey, I said, we need to rent this place out. And at the time, my parents lived in a 2-bedroom unit. They had a 2-bedroom apartment, part of a duplex that they owned. And my mom said, well, where are we going to live? And I said, I don't know, but we're going to rent a room out or something, because we've got to do something. Hey, hey for joining us, those of y'all who are just joining us. But the next is, we sat down and we said, so how does this work? And the first few stays and everything, we really had no idea what we were doing, because the industry was so new. But luckily, I had a good friend who is in the hospitality business. And you know what he told me? He said, you want to serve, you want to give people an excellent experience. And I said, there it is. I thought, okay, excellent experience. All right, we got this, we're rolling. And then I said, I thought of the story in the Bible about the Good Samaritan. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's it. We need to name this Samaritan Hospitality, built around serving others and doing good in our community. Because as people stay in your home in an Airbnb, you're really bringing outsiders into a community that maybe otherwise they wouldn't have come to, they wouldn't have even thought about. And so Samaritan was born in 2014. And from there, we have just expanded and grown. We're actually not only in California now, but I'm in Arizona. So we've expanded from California to Arizona, and we have several units in contract with owners. We contract work with other owners. So it's really, really an exciting business to get into. And the biggest question I think most people ask me is, how did you start? And I said, really by chance, but really by planning, because we were already real estate investors. I think the first thing is that we need to look at, what do we own? We're so busy being renters. We've got to get in the mode of being owners. Owners own. And by hook or crook, own. Own it. Ownership is so important, and it's a wealth building thing that we've got to really get in our community of color. We've got to get back to where we own homes. So don't be afraid. Don't jump in. There is so many ways to finance a home. I want to tell women out there tonight that if you're thinking about buying a home, you're mulling it around, tonight is the night for you to creatively finance your home. So don't just think of, well, I got to go to a bank and get a loan, because a lot of times the bank's going to tell you no because you're a risk. But guess what? You might have a relative, you might have family members that have 401ks, that their money's just sitting there in a 401k. You have to think creatively and be in real estate investors. I was telling a sister friend of mine the other day, I said, there's no, God's not making any more real estate here on earth. And I am just so with real estate investors when you start to really think about that there is no other real estate. So that's the one number, as my mom says, it's the number 10 envelope of the world. So there's plenty of ways to get started. So if you don't own, think about rental arbitrage in our industry, in the Airbnb industry. You can actually talk to an owner and say, hey, I'm interested in partnering with you on your property and possibly renting it out. We do this with several owners. So I want you to realize think creatively, think outside of the box. Don't just think about going into a bank and getting a bank loan. Think way outside of the box. You'd be surprised. Think lease option. Think anything that will get you access to that property. And also think about, if you do own a home, think about your own home. Because again, when we started, that's exactly why we started, because it was our own house and we were trying to recoup the money that we had lost because my father had passed. So the next question, the next probably biggest question that I get is, who is our client? You've got to have a client base. Who do you serve? Who do you serve in the Airbnb market? Is it vacationers, people who are traveling at a week at a time? Is it business? Is it medical travel professionals? There's lots of people who would love to stay in a Airbnb. They don't just have to stay there because they're on vacation. So a lot of people are staying in Airbnbs because it's cheaper than a hotel, depending on the area. And you have to work your niche market. You really do. There's so many areas that you can market in. And the first thing is, if you own property, look at the area. Look and see if there's other units in your area. If you're in an area, I had a young lady ask me the other day, well, I'm in Podunk, Arizona. It's one of those far cities here in Arizona. And I said, well, look around and see if anybody else is renting. And if they're not, figure out why people would come there. And then she realized, oh my gosh, we're near an Indian reservation. We're near this, we're near. So she started brainstorming. She really started thinking about why and how she could really profit by opening her Airbnb in this particular area. And I thought, go for it. It's a great opportunity. So the other thing about who's your client, you want to be a service-oriented business. You want to think about serving your client. A lot of people get into Airbnb because, of course, there's money to be made. But really, you should be getting in because you want to serve other people. Because the wonderful relationships I've made in the 6 years I've been in business have been because we have been a servant to people. We have served people. We had a group of ladies here in Scottsdale, a wife who had lost her husband, very similar story to my mom, and the sister and the brother-in-law paid for her to come to Scottsdale on vacation, and she was going to all the old places her and her husband went. And in that time when they were visiting, I got to give her a big hug and just say, I hope you enjoy your stay. And we made it as comfortable as possible for them. Again, we got 5 stars because we were servants. We did some extra things for rented bikes for them so she could go bicycling like when her husband was alive. So we go above and beyond. If you're thinking about getting into the Airbnb business, service is king. The customer is king. I think a lot of times as owners, we can get into this mindset that, well, they're not doing, no, we've got to get into the mindset of, hey, I'm here to make sure that they have a wonderful time, they have a great time, and that they come back again. Repeat business, that's important. I always say to anyone that talks to me about getting into this industry, under promise and over deliver. Under promise and over deliver. And that's true for any business. Y'all, I've been in business for 25 years in different businesses, and in every one where I had to serve the public, serve people, whether it was selling products business to business or business to consumer. Either way, you've got to serve people. You've got to give them the utmost, the best service that you can possibly give them. Oh boy, we have a lot to talk about tonight, y'all. I hope if you're watching, I hope you're asking questions. Just post some questions if you have them. If you haven't, make sure you stop by our Facebook page. It's facebook.com Samaritan Homes, or I think it's under Samaritan. Oh wait, I'm not sorry. Yeah, Samaritan Homes. We're also on Twitter. We're also on Instagram. You can see our latest units. We also help design units. So owners may come to us and have us pull us in because they see that we can design. So, all right. Hey, Pam. Hey, I see people popping in. Hey, y'all. The next thing I want to talk about is serial entrepreneurship is good. Take that core of what you love and then keep finding it till you find that passion. Airbnb really has become my passion. I love what I do. I love working with owners, helping them transform their units, but also I love working with the actual renters, the tenants that stay in our units. And I want to encourage people that not to be afraid of failure. Fail is, like they always said, first attempt at learning. First attempt at learning. And a lot of people think, hey, do I have to be? No, you don't. So it's okay to fall forward and fail because it's your first attempt. And believe us, in Airbnb, you will fail several times. I think that's what I love about Airbnb is because it's okay to fail because you have a chance to get it right on the next customer. I think we had a tenant that stayed with us that gave us 3 stars, and we were like, oh no, what happened? So we got down to it, and he said, well, the bed was uncomfortable. So we were like, oh my gosh, what can we do for you? And we tried to work it out, and he said, no, that it was just an uncomfortable bed, and he actually, because we called him up and apologized, he actually went back in and gave us another star. So failure is okay in the Airbnb industry as long as you go back and get it right. Okay. Someone actually asked a question. Do I have to be a realtor? Absolutely not. You don't have to be a realtor. And most of the Airbnb people who are in this industry are not realtors. They are actually investors. People who, like me, who kind of fell into it because, oh my gosh, I got to replace my income. So that's most of the Airbnb story. And if you ever have a chance to read the story of the founders of Airbnb, that's exactly how it started. They fell into it. So it was something that they couldn't get a room for a friend, and the friend ended up sleeping on an air mattress in their dorm, I believe. And so when that happened, Airbnb was born. So, and it used to be called, I think it was Air Mattress and Air Bed and Breakfast. That's how we got Airbnb. So look up the Airbnb story. It's really, really interesting. Those guys, and make sure, not insider trading, but a good tip, they are getting ready to go IPO. So if you got a little cash set aside, that would be a stock I would invest in, because Airbnb is really on their way they're in 190 countries. Airbnb is not going away. I want to remind everybody, the sharing economy It's not going away because people are now actually used to it. So yes, there's glitches. Yes, there's stuff that they're going to fix as they grow and as they start to develop. But the main thing is that it's not going away. So it's an opportunity. There's still opportunity for people to grow. You can still find your niche, still find a place for you to really do well. I have lots of friends that have owners who have taken their long-term property and put it into what we call short-term rental. One of the other things. Oh, we're wrapping. Wow, we're rounded up. Look how fast this time goes, y'all. It's so fast. The sisterhood of encouragement. One of the things, I think one of my sisters is on. Hey, Pam. We have a wonderful group of women who encourage each other. So if you don't have a mastermind group, honey, call me. I'll be in your mastermind group. I have no problem with that. You need a group of women who can encourage you, call you out, get your buns in gear. I won't cuss. Get your buns in gear, and also make sure that you're reaching your goals. You need to have women around you who are close knit. Not telling your business, but just that I call them my prayer warriors, my ladies who encourage me, and not only in my faith, but also in business. They tell me, keep going. You're so close. You're so close. It's so important to have a group of women. I know ODOS is this, but also have your close, tight-knit circle of women that you can call upon in a moment's notice. These women will end up being your first investors. So also think about that. If you're getting into the Airbnb or real estate investment business, you've got to have a team of support. And it can't just be people saying rah, rah. Sometimes you got to have people that'll tell you, wait a minute, let's think this through. So you want to have the rah, rah people, but you also want to have the realists, the people who can really call you out and say, did you think of this, this, and this? Did you go through every possibility where it may not work? And that's where we're at. The last thing is I want to talk about your why. Why are you doing in this? Why are you going into business? Why are you doing any of it? You've got to have a big why. So most of you, if you've seen me or know me, I am an evangelist to 3 locations where seniors are housed here in Phoenix, Arizona. And that's my why. My why is because I need my time to go minister to these men and women who are, some of them are shut in, some of them are in our housing authorities. They don't have family coming to check on them. So that's my why. My why is I have 100 seniors that rely on me. So my why is huge because not only is it 3 locations, but I'm trying to expand to 10 locations, to 12 locations, to as many locations as we possibly can. Have a why that is bigger than you. We hear this all the time, but I finally realized in these last few years of my life that I really need to have a big why, and it has to be outside of me. It has to be bigger than me. For some of us, it's going to be your kids. You got little ones at home. Make them your why. Make them your why you're doing this. You want them to have a different type of life. You want them to see mom be a success. You want them to see mom be a failure and then see mom get right back up. Do you know how much encouragement that gave me as a kid growing up in a family of entrepreneurs when I watched my parents fail, but then right back. They always were like that, right back to getting a business. They would regroup. My mom and dad used to call it time to regroup, and we would start again. It's time to regroup, start again. Until they found this thing that they really love. And it's always somehow been around real estate. We've always been involved in real estate. So what's your why? What's your whole purpose for being involved in what you're doing? Be passionate about what you do. What you do is important. Don't think that it's, oh, well, I'm just a a little this or I'm a little that. No, what you do is important. So know your why and make sure your why is bigger than you. Wow, our time has flown by, everybody. I hope you will share this on your pages. And again, if you are not a member of ODOS, this is the whole reason why you need to be a member. Everything I talked about, you can get right now. You can be able to get it for free. Woohoo! Free, free, free. But guess what? There's a deadline to this free. So you have till the end of the year to join. And I think there's a discounted rate if you join. Um, Check it out on the website. But this is your reason to join. Just make ODOS your why. Because, gosh, there are almost 900 women who are standing ready to join ODOS. So they're just waiting for us. We're finishing up some last minute things. But we have a group of women, powerful group of women. And if you guys notice, there's some great stuff on the page. Make sure you're linked into all the pages, all the groups. There's I believe there's coming a ODOS marketplace where you're going to be able to advertise. It's all free, everybody. But at some point, they're going to start, you know what happens? They start shutting it down and it's not going to be free anymore. So just make sure that you have your membership set, have your company be a member. You know, not only you be a personal member, but make sure your company is a member as well, so that you can promote your goods, your products, your services, everything that's going on with your business. This is a fantastic opportunity, and it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Don't you wish you were there when they started some of those other women's business groups? Oh my gosh, if we were there when Nwabo was founded, oh my gosh, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. Join. Make sure you get your membership in. Talk to, I see all these happy faces. Yay. Make sure you talk to Lisa Riley, who is the executive director for ODOS. And also, if you're interested in hosting one of these Facebook takeovers and talk about your business, this is a great opportunity for you to promote your business for a good 30 minutes. Shoot, that's free. Again, free. But remember, they're going to cut it down. They're going to shut it off. So if you have any questions, we got about 2 minutes. Let me throw my glasses on. This is what happens when you can't see. Throw your glasses on. Hey, if anybody has questions about, we have about 2 more minutes, y'all. If you have questions, anything, comments, anything you want to ask about the person, how did I get into this? So you're free to ask a question. Just post your question. Oh, everybody said, oh, the biggest question. Somebody said, how do we contact you? People are texting me. Where are you at? I can't see you live. How to contact us. Check out our Samaritan website. It's SamaritanHomeRentals.com. Don't forget the S. Samaritan, like Good Samaritan, Home Rentals. And you can see all of our houses that are available in California. We have a new unit that'll be coming up soon. We also have some units down over here in Arizona that are available. And we have some contractual units with owners. If you're looking for places that are pretty large, we have a 5-bedroom, 3-bath that we work with the owners, and we'd love to hook you up and get you taken care of. If you're looking for a home staycation kind of situation, this is the place. Samaritan is the people to call and get in touch with. Also, my phone number, you can reach us at our 800. It's 866-535-5105. But for everybody here at ODOS, we really thank you for joining us. If you're watching this afterwards, make sure you post your questions. I'll jump on for a little bit longer and answer questions. And check us out at our Facebook page. It's Samaritan Homes. We're on Instagram under Samaritan Homes, Home Rentals. And we're also on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at Samaritan Homes. All right, everybody, looks like it's 7:30. Thank you so much for joining us here on ODOS and Samaritan. We are thrilled to co-host this event. And we will see y'all later. Have a good night. Have a blessed evening and take care. Bye-bye.